Hello and welcome back to another episode of Entertainment Roadmap. Today we're here with Allison Nordahl from Criminal Minds Evolution. Thank you so much for being here, Allie. How are you? Of
I'm good. I'm so excited. Thank you guys for having me.
course, we're happy to have you.
And so just to start, how and when did you get into acting?
Well, I was younger and I was taking classes and I really liked it just from the classes and I kind of wanted to do it. And also I was maybe 6 or something and I was like, maybe if I'm famous, like I'll get to meet Justin Bieber. And this was during baby era. So I was like, yeah, like I will. But I love it so much. I it holds such a place in my heart. And I guess I started going to more auditions. I did commercial, then theatrical. Yeah.
You've done
Wanting to meet Justin Bieber is so
it.
valid.
I was like 6 and I'm like, yeah.
That's such a good
Yes.
reason to start. And the fact that you stuck with it, like, that's so
hmm
real.
Because it obviously it turned into like a love I have for like the craft and for being able to express myself in this. Like
Well, I feel like with acting, you have to love it because you have to work so hard. You can't just like half-ass it.
hmm
lots of sacrifices were made.
Mhm.
Definitely. And in long hours and just like it's not like any other job, definitely.
That is that is true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, getting into Criminal Minds Evolution, what was your audition process like?
My agents and my manager, I mean, they just submitted me for the role, and I guess I had to film it here in my bedroom, and it was like after school, so I'm like, okay, I'm tired, but like, let me do this, like, I'm gonna study, and I filmed it, and then I was cold. I mean, it was a pretty cool scene to film. It was very family bickering. I guess I
Was
guess
it?
I played the role of angsty daughter really well. So
Well, I mean, you did it for this one.
yeah, yes I did.
Did you like, so was it a scene that we've seen in the show, or is it like totally random?
No, no, it's the first scene in the show. I think
Okay.
I like walk in and I'm like, my vape pen is gone, or it was yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I have a 17-year-old sister and Holly really reminded me of her.
And yeah,
Yeah.
no, I was like the attitude and stuff. It was very easy to imagine myself in
Yes.
those things. Yeah.
Definitely very authentic. And like along with that, the Voights have a really believable family bond. Did you, Keely, Mia, and Zach do anything to create that bond off screen?
I mean, they were the sweetest. I mean, I love talking to them. They're raising kids, Zach and Keely, and Mia. Funny story is, I have known her older sister, who's around my age, previously. Like we've known each other since we were maybe 9 or 10, taking acting classes, and so I was like, oh my god, it's your little sister is my TV little sister. And when we were offset, one of our favorite things though was to make really awful dad jokes. Just around set, like it could be the most intense scene, and we'd be there like, "What's the scariest plant? Bamboo!" Like, and it was, and Zach and Keely, like they'd always be like, get it," because, and it was just funnier. It was really stupid. It was like our thing.
No, that sounds so much fun and definitely a good way to keep like the more intense scenes lighthearted in between takes, which is definitely necessary for like some of the content, especially surrounding your character.
No, it was great. Also because they're both Dak and Keely and Mia. I mean, they're all so talented, so it was great to have um not just like the whole cast, but also the family that would tell us about things and talk to us. It was really cool.
Yeah, definitely because your TV family is like the main family that we see in the show in both seasons. So
Yeah.
the bond has to be authentic and you all did a really good job of making it seem real.
Thank you. Yeah, no. I mean, I had the greatest time bonding with them. They were the sweetest. And even their scenes, they would tell us like this is intense being a married couple having to fight, like so intense. I mean, it was fun though. I love them all.
That's awesome. Um, so did you get to read any of the scenes that you were in? Like, probably not, but
No, we have like table reads before we would film the episode, so it was kind of cool to also be able to read it and to kind of understand what they were thinking in the script, and to see them kind of go back and forth. And then it was even crazier to then watch the final product of the episode and be like, oh, I see the vision.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like, what was it like seeing it all come together at the end? I mean, that's I feel like would be the craziest part for me.
I mean, the writers, they do a great job though. Even on paper, even before seeing it acted out, seeing it in front of you, like being able to picture how the shot is gonna be, what their vision is, understanding what I mean, they're all so talented, and it was crazy to still have an idea of what was gonna be on the show by just reading the script. Like they are so talented.
Yeah, and so not only were you in Criminal Minds, you also got to be directed by some of the cast members. So what was it like to get to work with Aisha, Adam, and Joe in that way?
They are all the sweetest. I mean, being able to work in two different seasons with like each member. I mean, it was great. They always made sure that we felt comfortable. Aisha was so funny. I mean, so was Adam. He was very cool at making me feel comfortable because there's a scene where I have to like throw a ball and I was like, he's like, throw it harder. I was like, I don't have hand-eye coordination. Like I'm gonna miss and hit the TV. He was like, don't worry. And like he was so sweet. And Joe was such a sweetheart. I mean, he was so inspiring, and every time we were working together, whether it was him directing or seeing him acting, it was he was just a very good role model to have on set. Very sweet.
Yeah,
That's really nice to hear. Yeah.
he's been in the industry for so long, and especially in Criminal Minds, like I feel like he would be the one to learn from for sure.
He, yeah, for so long, and even just they if you they don't act like they're above anyone. The whole Criminal Minds cast, and whether they're directing, whether they're acting, they are really one big family, and they're a community, and all of them are some of the sweetest actors and people. I'm so grateful to be able to work alongside them.
Awesome. So without giving too much away, because we're still halfway through the season, in episode 4, you had a really, really intense emotional moment, or actually a couple. You have quite a few emotional, intense scenes. But you had your scene partners with you, and like they've been in the industry for a while. How did they help you kind of make those scenes a little less difficult, or did they support you at all?
I remember asking first season, I got some advice from Zach and Keely on one scene, and they kind of just told you like just I mean be in the moment. I mean it sounds really like a cliche advice, but it did help me in that moment. But this season, especially because my scenes I feel like were so much more tension, so much higher stakes. AJ, she plays. Oh. AJ, she plays JJ on the show, and we would call her like Auntie JJ, Auntie. Like she was very sweet during it, and she I guess she made me feel good. She made me feel confident in my acting abilities. And same thing, Joe was so sweet to me. Knowing I think he could tell that I was very nervous and very I was scared I would mess it up, I guess, in some way. And he made sure to make me feel like he was like, you're doing great, like you're amazing, like this is a great scene to film. And he gave me such great advice and directions. And uh I don't think I would be able to pull off the scene the way I did if it weren't for like also his advice in directing the scene and having AJ there. And even in my I don't want to give too much away, I guess, but the I scene where I'm very angry, everyone around just sort of guided me as to where I'm gonna go, what I should do. I mean, yeah, it was I got some great guidance from the whole cast.
Yeah, that's like specifically that scene with AJ, like at the table, is very emotional.
Yeah.
Very, very emotional. It got me definitely. And I just really felt for Holly in that moment. And then in the other scene, the one where you're very angry, it's just nice to think about how you had your family on screen and the family off screen just there to support and guide you. So it's really nice to hear.
It was so great to have them there. I mean, that scene with just AJ and Joe directing,
Yeah.
I think they were the only two cast members like there. So it was really just like their influences, I guess, that made me feel like in the zone in that moment. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. And then for my angry scene, of course, uh Zach and Katie were very cool. Joe directing, Adam, like they all just are the sweetest. I can't even begin to describe it.
And so just reflecting back on your career as a whole, have you received any good advice from the people you've worked with or even just met in the past?
Uh, I guess preparation, I think, is one thing, and I think that I'm like I know that as actors you hear a lot about how you should kind of make something yourself, how you should, how it's a creative line of work. But still, I think that preparation and being able to kind of understand directions or understand other people's visions and incorporate that into acting, I think that the more for some reason the more technical stuff is what stuck with me as in hearing other people, I guess, keeping being able to incorporate your style with what other people are thinking, having everything being off book. I mean, I right now, like it's just like the simple things of preparation and uh I remember my first acting coach told me, I think success is when preparation meets opportunity, and ever since then it's been kind of um always trying to do my best to take opportunities. And I mean, that's how I book Criminal Minds, is there was the opportunity, even though I was tired after school, I still prepared myself and I practiced, and I really, and that's how I got it. So
I think that is really good advice. And I love how all of this advice doesn't even just apply to acting, it just applies to life in general. So
yeah,
there's just good things to take away.
yeah. I mean, I try to. I try to. It really does teach you a lot. Like just acting itself, it teaches a lot of obviously people skills, but also just, I guess, management and understanding there's sacrifices that have to be made, and that, oh, and rejection is common. I mean, this is such a great opportunity, but I've auditioned for Criminal Minds in the past when it was still on air for smaller roles, maybe in one episode or two episodes, and they chose someone else. And it's just, you have to move on, you have to keep auditioning, and then it was just amazing that I didn't give up. I was able to audition
Yes.
for this, and I got to be in,
hmm It
something.
also just shows that like things happen for a reason. Like if you had gotten that smaller role, you might not have gotten this bigger one. And
Yeah.
so that had to happen for this to happen. And that's also something good, like to remind yourself, I guess.
Yes, it does, and it's a great opportunity. I couldn't have asked for more from this role.
Yeah, so kind of that's kind of where I'm going next. Criminal Minds has a pretty passionate fan base. What has the response been? How do how are you taking it?
Um, I am loving it. I mean, everyone is so sweet. I feel there's not as much drama, or there's no drama or in the fan base. They're all so sweet and so supportive. And the feedback that I've received from them is probably my favorite, because I've gotten messages thanking me for playing and representing a role of like a young girl dealing with mental health issues because of the trauma. And even though it may seem bizarre, oh, my dad is killer, like, that the situation is maybe not is an uncommon one, but I've just been thanked a lot from places all around the world, other countries, Australia, France, like all these messages telling me, like, thank you for playing this role. It means a lot to have a character in Criminal Minds that is like a teenage girl not knowing how to deal with angst and feelings and emotions, and that's probably been my favorite part of it all.
The response has been incredible. I have seen a lot of it, and yeah, I've seen a lot specifically for Holly, which is really cool, because young people need that. Like you said, though, not everyone's dads are serial killers, but it is still
Yeah,
really nice to have that.
it's great, and it just from one audition, the first, I mean, the scene I got was sort of unseemingly like this complete like blessing, because it was just kind of a bickering with my family without me even knowing what my role was going to transform into, and being able to see so many people saying they feel they resonate with my character, even of poor girl. I mean, what she's, it's an amazing feeling to know other people can resonate with the character.
hmm Yeah, especially because I feel like, with streaming and everything, Criminal Minds has gained like a whole new fan base, and most of that fan base is now younger people around Holly's age. And so to be able to have a character that's kind of like almost every teenager, it is nice when usually the main cast of Criminal Minds is all adults who still can deal with those issues, but it's not the same for a teenager to see they wouldn't necessarily see themselves in an adult character. But now there's like a vessel for teenagers.
Yeah, yeah, I noticed that too, and that's I'm so honored that they gave me the opportunity and like the chance to be that role, to be that character, the young adult that other young adults and other teenagers can empathize with.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely a huge honor. Yeah. And so on Entertainment Roadmap, we like to do a hot seat round. Are you ready to sit in the hot seat?
I am ready to sit in the hot seat.
Okay, so first question, rom-com or horror?
Rom-com or romantic.
Do you have a favorite rom-com? This is not part of the hot seat. I'm just curious.
Oh no. Okay, okay. I love 13 going on 30, and I love 10 Things I Hate About You and How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. Those are
Oh my
Classic.
goes.
All amazing
Yes.
choices.
Yeah. The 10 Things I Hate About You is probably like at the top of my list. I love that movie.
so adorable. Oh, I love it.
Yes. What's your favorite Disney Channel movie or just Disney movie in general?
Can I answer both? Disney Channel and
Yes. Yes.
Disney Channel original movie. Teen Beach Movie. Oh my God. I think that if the soundtrack played right now, like I still know it off the top of my head. That was the best Disney Channel original movie ever, in my opinion. The first one specifically. But then I guess just Disney movie, Tangled. I
That's
love
my favorite also. And the songs in Teen Beach Movie are so fun. I watch that with my friends every summer. So
no,
good.
it's so good.
I could
Yeah.
definitely still sing all of the soundtrack too.
Yeah. Yeah. One of my best friends, she knows the whole Cruisin' for a Bruisin' dance, and every time that song comes on, she just gets up and does the dance. And I'm like, I wish I knew the
I
moves,
know, no.
like off the
I mean
top of my head.
that might have to be my new party trick.
Yes.
That's
Her
me.
name is also Allison, which is funny.
Oh, that's what can I say? I mean,
Yeah.
What song do you have on repeat right now?
so hard. Oh my God. I listen to all different kinds of music, but maybe I've been enjoying some Chapel Roan. I mean, maybe some I for some reason I'm really into the pop girlies right now. Espresso, Sabrina Carpenter, like I know it's kind of basic, but really those are like the earworm songs. Like those are the ones that I just have to put on repeat.
Well, Sabrina's do it better, so makes sense.
I like that.
Yes. Who's a dream actor that you would like to work with one day?
This is so hard because really, I mean, I think I feel like you can learn from any actor, but maybe for the purpose of, I think she would be so funny, Jennifer Lawrence. Like I think she's so funny, and every single behind the scenes or every single live event, she's so funny. Like
Oh my
Hilarious.
God.
We gotta get you on a press tour with her.
Oh
yes, yes,
yes. Yeah, that would be amazing. Like a good comedy. So funny.
so good. I love what is it? No hard feelings. Or what
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sabrina and I saw that together because she came to visit me where I live, and we went to go see that in the theaters.
wow,
That's
I
love that movie.
I watched it with my mom, which is like but it was so much fun. Like I loved it.
Yeah.
A good time for sure. Okay, so are you a fan of Criminal Minds? I would imagine.
I am. I mean, I'm a teenage girl. Like, of course I loved it. Like,
Okay, so do you have like a favorite case that you remember?
this
Like
has to
an
be like
episode, a season, a character, anything.
this is no wait. Like favorite. Okay, I love Garcia as her character. I think she's so funny. She's so cute, especially in the new season. And I got to talk to her even though we didn't have any scenes. I mean, I told her about me starting acting because I liked Baby by Justin Bieber, and she was like, I saw an interview one time that he loved Criminal Minds. So maybe you've made it now. I mean, he's probably watching you on Criminal Minds. It's like, thanks, Kirsten. Like, you're right. That's my dream. Uh, yeah, I mean, I love her, and I loved Reed, like, teenage girl, like, oh my God, Reed, like, the episode where what's her, it's, I forgot her character name, but it's Aubrey Plaza, no, and
Yeah.
she plays like a kind of like psycho, like,
That's
serial killer.
my
She keeps trying to go on a date with him, and like I just remember watching that episode. I loved it.
that's
Yeah,
a
um,
definitely a classic for sure.
yes, yes, like I watched the show with friends, and it was just so insane to be on the show.
Yeah. Do you watch your season, like this season with your friends also?
I watched it with my family because
Okay.
my little sister, she's like my biggest supporter. Like she's like let's watch it, like Allie, like please, and she's so she's always like pushing, like, let's watch the whole season, like, let's watch. And I mean, I think it's a great show. Like that I know I know that I have a little bit of bias, but I love it. Like the writing, the characters. I'm like, oh, that Holly girl, like she's great.
Cool.
Yeah, no, I love the show.
Yeah, it's really great. I only got into it not even like that long ago, because one of my best friends is like obsessed with the show. Like she will hear like she'll see a person's face in another show and know exactly what episode of Criminal Minds they've been in. And so I would always watch with her, and so I've started from the beginning to be able
Yeah.
to catch up.
Yeah, no. I mean, there have been some crazy actors that have been on Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Like what's his name? Evan Peters. Like he was on the
Yeah.
episode. I was like, oh
That's
my
like
God, I want
the
this.
best episode too. That is
Like
the best episode of the show.
I was like, wait, I'm on the same show that like Evan Peters is
You're
on.
basically married.
Right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
right?
maybe like
I
weddings in
yeah.
October, like
Yeah.
Invite
I
us.
was
You gotta invite us.
duh.
Yeah, I was watching American Horror Story and I was like, okay, Evan Peters, he's a great actor. Let me watch everything that he's been in. Then I see that he's in an episode of Criminal Minds, so I text my friend. I'm like, he's in this episode called Mosley Lane. And she's like, Noah, that is the craziest episode of the whole show. We need to watch it right now. And we watched it, and I was like, oh my God. I
It
cried. It was so good.
yeah, no, it was great. I mean, they like there's all the episodes are great, but then there's like the certain ones that like stand out. Like I know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So,
So just to conclude, do you have any upcoming projects that you're able to talk about?
I like to keep everything private. I mean, just keep watching the show, yay. Like, I mean, yeah, I
Yes.
keep everything private, but I guess like keep me on the lookout.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah. And we're
yeah,
watching every week for you.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
waiting.
And also, I don't doubt that we'll see you definitely soon in something in Criminal Minds and something else.
Thank
So,
you so much. Yeah, I know. And I mean, I know you guys are like getting like totally big. Like you guys are viral. Like, yeah, I know. Like you guys are gonna be like mega stars.
We'll meet again when you are on your like A-list press tour and we're like
Oh,
A-list press people.
yes, yes.
yeah, yes. So, Allison, thank you so much for joining us on Entertainment Roadmap. We had such an amazing time talking to you. It's genuinely so much fun, and I love the conversation that we got to have.
No, I mean, same here. You guys are amazing. You guys are so cool and fun, and I'm so glad that I was able to chat with you guys. I had a great time. Thank you for having me.